What's up everybody, this is Power Glove Pixels. On today's video I'm going to be talking about the PlayStation 5. This system is going to be the most powerful system in the world. I mean, I don't know. Nah, I doubt it. But anyways, let's move on into the news that's been happening in this couple days about some of the stuff that Mark Cerny announced. And honestly, all these things that he said, to me they sound like teases towards the bigger picture of what's gonna get revealed later this year, and then sometime next year it's gonna come out. So the first thing he said is that it's not coming in 2019. Now I kind of knew that if the PlayStation Pro wasn't out, then yeah, for sure it would have been this year. But I think the PlayStation Pro kind of extended the life cycle of the PlayStation, and we're definitely going to be seeing it next year or maybe even 2021. So I'm pretty excited for the PlayStation, honestly, because the PlayStation 4 had so many great games from Detroit Humans, Spider-Man, the God of War series. As much as some people might hate the PlayStation, but it just had games on top of games on top of games, and you got to give it credit where credit is due. And honestly, the PlayStation 5, we don't know the price point at the moment. But anyways, let's move into what he said, Cerny, and before I start rambling about anything else. So the first thing he said is that it's not coming out in 2019, and that it is going to be coming maybe in 2020. He didn't really give, honestly, a date, but he said it will not come out this year. Now, usually when a system comes out maybe a year before, they do announce it in like a year in advance. They're probably gonna have a press conference of some sort because they're skipping E3 this year, so they're definitely gonna have some sort of event later this year where they're gonna reveal that system, just that system. So definitely look forward to that, guys. The next thing Cerny announced is that it's gonna have AMD Ryzen, one of the line processors with the 8 cores, and it's going to be based on the Zen 2. So that's going to be interesting. I think AMD does pretty good CPUs. Honestly, I'm using one of their CPUs. I'm using first generation of Ryzen, and it's pretty amazing on my high-end PC. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what the PS5 is going to bring to the table. The next thing they said is that the GPU is going to be based on Radeon. I'm pretty excited for this too. I have also Radeon 7 and Vega 64, and I'm pretty excited because apparently it's going to have ray tracing. Now, I don't know to what extent it's going to have ray tracing, because on PC it struggles to try to do that type of output. I don't know, I just think it's probably going to be like a taste, and it's going to give you like an idea. It's going to be their version of ray tracing, but I don't think it's going to be a true ray tracing like the way Nvidia they sponsor, or they market the graphics card. So it's going to be interesting. So the next thing he said is that it's going to have 3D audio. It's going to have its own dedicated 3D audio. Now that's interesting. I think that can help with VR. Or if you have a good surround sound, it's going to be pretty amazing. The next thing is that the original VR, is going to be compatible with the PS5. Now this is weird because I was expecting them maybe to announce a more advanced VR, which I'm pretty sure they are, but it's kind of weird that they're actually going to be using their own old school VR, which honestly it doesn't look that great when you compare it. So I don't know what to think of that. So let's move on. Cerny has confirmed that the PS5 will come with an SSD. Now, I cannot stress out how big difference an SSD does. I cannot stress this. It makes a big difference, honestly. On my PC, my boot up times are much faster. I'm assuming gaming is going to be much better. I just can't imagine a world going forward without using SSD. It doesn't have any mechanical parts, so it makes a big difference. So I cannot wait to see that. But I'm excited for Xbox as well, because I'm pretty sure they're going to announce it at E3. That's going to come out next year, so I'm pretty excited for that one as well. Another thing that Cerny confirmed. That's pretty interesting. Is that it's gonna have 2D. It's gonna be able to do, because of the SSD. It's gonna be able to do better 2D worlds faster than the PS4. Obvious, 2D is already like, it's been around for a very, very long time, so it's pretty interesting. And the final thing he said is that the PS5 will have 8K. Now I think that's just more of a in theory and in demo world, but I don't think in the real world that we live now, because 8K is way far away. We don't even have 4K. Not a lot of people have. I have one, but I don't think any of my friends have a 4K, I believe so. And it's just way ahead of its time if they're trying to do, PS5. But I mean, it's capable in theory to do that. But at the end of the day, what's going to be the resolution on this? What's going to be the frame rate? That's my biggest concern, with this next generation. I want this next generation to be, par with a good high-end PC. That's what I'm expecting from this next generation. Higher, at least minimum of 60 frames per second, in Destiny 3 or any other game. I don't want to go back to 30 frames and then it's 4K. Then what's the point of that? The Xbox One X does that. You know what I mean? I want that true good graphics and do more than 60 frames per second. That's what I want. You know what I mean? Then I will say, okay, this is a next generation system. But if they go back to 4K and 30, come on, you guys need to step your game and really be 60. And based on what I'm reading here, using their AMD, their second generation line, it has to have at least a 3.5 or a 3.6 or higher CPU to able to run these games. If you look, for example, PUBG right now, it runs like shit on Xbox because it's not even 60 frames. It's barely 30 frames per second. It's an embarrassment. It's playable and it's passable. You know what I mean? You can play it, but I have a friend that has it on the original Xbox, and he's always complaining of the world not popping up in time, or it's just loading and stuff. And on the X, I don't really see that as much, but you do see it sometimes. But honestly, and one of the reasons it's struggling is because it's still running on a 1.7, I believe, or 2.0, and that's horrible when you compare to a big high-end graphics card. And a good CPU. You need to have that good bandwidth between, and that's another thing we haven't really learned out of here. So it's gonna be interesting, guys. What do you guys think? Are you guys excited about the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox or even Nintendo? I mean, they're apparently gonna be releasing a Pro of the Switch. Now, I don't know what to think of that. I just hope that it's at least 8 gigs of RAM. That's what I'm crossing my fingers. So anyways, this is it for the video. I hope you guys like it. Like always, subscribe to the channel, give me a like if you want more videos like this. And yeah, I'm planning to do more these daily newses and let's plays in the coming days and weeks. And what else can I say? I think that's it. And remember, the PlayStation 5 is the most powerful system according to the boss. Anyways, this is Power Glove Pixels. Till next time.